All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of Coach's Corner. I love this part of our segments this week where I get to bring on our top success advisor. Today, I have Marcelo here with me. Hi, Marcelo. How are you?
Monica, what an amazing opportunity to be here with you again in our August event. It's an amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And this week, we're talking about breaking through to freedom and fulfillment. And today was day 2, so we're talking all about goals. Before we get into today's lesson, Marcelo, I would like for you to start off with your story and who you are for those people who don't know you.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Marcelo González. I am originally from Mexico, and I still live in Mexico because I will never forget what Bob told me when I first talked to him in a question and answer call many, many years ago. You can achieve your dream from wherever you are. You can move to a different country if you want to, but you don't need to unless you want to. So I stay all these years in this place, but studying with a lot of discipline and consistency what Bob left us as a legacy for the last 60 years. So I'm 50 years old. I've been studying this since I'm 36, and it totally changed my life, Monica, since the first 5 or 6 months that I did it. Because I'm coming, like a lot of people that is connecting right now, from a lacking and limiting mindset. I come from the Latino culture. We are amazing people. We love to be hospitalarious. We like to have big parties. We like to welcome people in our countries. We like to really, really make people feel good, but we don't have the abundance mindset as a tradition or in average. So that was what really was hitting me because I knew I could do a lot more, but I was not. I was earning $1,500 back then, Monica, working 12 hours a day with a lot of school degrees, all the way to the PhD. So I knew something was wrong. So I watched The Secret. That's back in the summer of 2008. And I saw this amazing guy that really I resonated with. His name, of course, was Bob Proctor. There was other 40 or 50 masters in there, but Bob had something that really hit me. I never heard about him. So every time that I talk to someone and they tell me, well, I only knew him for 3 or 4 months. Well, I didn't know him at all. And I really connected with him. And I took the step back then. So since I started working Bob in a serious way, Monica, my life totally changed. Now I can easily tell you, and a lot of people knows me in Mexico, and they can also agree with me. I'm a very happy, healthy, and wealthy guy for one reason, because I was coachable, because I decided to play a new way in my life, Bob's way, the Proctor Gallagher Institute way, and that's what really made the change.
Oh, that's so great. How long have you been here?
Well, I've been with you in this amazing thing for 5.5 years, probably from the beginning of 2016 till now, with a little time that I was away.
Yeah, that's so great. So today we're talking, Marcelo, about goals, and you have reached numerous goals over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Tell everybody how you set your goals. Like, how do you really get into understanding what you want, your goals, and what type of goals that have you achieved that you want to share with everyone?
You know, the very first thing that helped me to set and achieve goals was when I understood what Bob was meaning when he said, when you set a goal, you're just going to transmute energy because everything already exists, what you want and what you don't want. The thing is to really understand that everything already exists. If you go to the Bible in the Old Testament, it's in there. If you go to the quantum physics, it's in there. Everybody already exists. Everything already exists. Any circumstance already exists in one way of energy or another. So when I really understood that it's either on my image or in my vibration or in my physical world, that's what when I understood that using the laws of the universe, like Bob taught me, that using a process, a series of steps, a way to do it, and also using my higher faculties was going to make the difference. So I started to transmute the energy by following a process. Every time I set a goal, I do it exactly as Bob and Raj Visugi taught me. It has to be something I never done before. Way, way far from what I've done before. It can be anything. I have said money goals, but also family goals, professional goals, political goals, all type of different goals. So number one, something I never done before. Number two, something that really scares me. And that fear has to come from not knowing how it's going to happen. And number three, it has to be something that really excites me. So when I got that it has to be fear and excitement, well, I'm going to find the way through the guidance that the universe is going to give me to achieve whatever I set as a goal. That's when this really starts being fun. And that's like you taught me, Monica, many years ago. You start to feel comfortable being uncomfortable, out of the comfort zone.
Yeah. Before, Marcelo, when you were talking about your story, when you were talking about knowing but not doing prior to this material, you knew what you should be doing, but you weren't doing what you had to do in order to achieve those goals, right? So there's a big difference between knowing and understanding as well. What we teach here is how to really understand and embody this material. Like, you have to pay the price. Like, I know you study, you love this material. I'm an Advent student, and I think like I'm a new beginner every day. What can I learn today? I want to constantly get better at knowing what I don't know better, right? And doing what I can do at a much higher level. So I've talked today about, choosing in, like, your goal commands all of your energy. It wants all of your time and attention. So when you set a goal for yourself, Marcelo, whether it's a money goal, whether it's or any type of goal, okay, what's your process? What's the first thing that you do to start to install this and put this into your subconscious mind so you can think and act like that person?
Whatever it is, Monica, every time, and that's because you showed me to do it that way, it has to be something 10, 15, 20, 50 times bigger than whatever I've done before. If it's going to be a trip, it has to be something way farther and in a lot higher lifestyle than I did last time. If it's a money goal, it has to be a lot higher. If it's a professional goal, it has to be way beyond anyone in my class of my age in the past has done. Whenever you start thinking that way, you stretch, you expand. So the very first thing I do is I stretch myself way beyond I ever done. And number two, I make sure that I'm feeling fear. Fear is so important when you understand it. The day that Raj really taught me, with all of Bob Proctor's knowledge, that whenever you feel fear, you gotta feel proud that you're going the right way. That's when I start doing things with fear, but not only because with blind faith. I was doing it with fear, with understanding that the fear was not coming as an enemy to my life, but telling me that I had a big vibration transmutation inside of me that was telling me, Marcelo, you're in the middle of a quantum leap. You better keep going, and you better do it with fear, even if you're feeling very fearful. That's kind of what I do to start.
Yeah. It's funny, Marcelo, I tell a lot of people I coach is fear just means you're ready for growth, right? Because fear's not going to come if you're in your comfort zone. If you're just doing things that you're used to doing, fear won't come. It's going to feel very comfortable. So when you face fear, that just means your soul is ready for growth. It means you got to step up and step out. You got to step into that power. And, I always like thinking about channeling in that strongest version of myself. Who is that person? How is she acting? What is she doing? And when I tap into that, like you said it earlier, goals are just energy. It's already here. Well, same as that person who you want to become. That's an energy. Our job is to find that energy and stay into it. So with a C-type goal that we're talking about, it requires us to grow. It requires people to tap into their higher mental faculties. When we talk about, the pillars of success being having an obsession, being relentless, and becoming fearless, which one of those three have helped you most along the way?
I believe that being relentless, you really gotta have clear that if you, through conditioning your mind, develop a stronger faith, is what really gonna take you to the next level. I love the way the Bible talks about what faith is, but I also love the way science talk about faith. They both are very similar. They say you gotta believe in the invisible. You gotta trust what you cannot see. So the more I condition my mind the way the Proctor Gallagher Institute showed me, the more I develop a higher vibration, a higher consciousness, or let's put it in simple words, a higher level of faith. I love the way Bob used to say this. If you really go and check the Bible, what he thought was the best metaphysical book ever written, he said, in all those 1,500 pages, you're really going to only find two main ideas. Number one, what is that you want? That's setting goals. And number two, have the faith that any power or your God or whatever is superior is going to give it to you. So when you learn to auto-suggest yourself, to condition yourself in order to raise your frequency of vibration, the way Napoleon Hill tells us in chapter number 3 in Think and Grow Rich, that's when, Monica, it really becomes a very fun trip to keep growing and growing and growing through asking, that's setting goals, and through faith, that's through conditioning ourselves, and then just trust the guidance that the universe is going to give us. I love the way Neville says, and Arach is always coming with this over and over again, don't chase. Let the universe guide you. Let the universe attract whatever you need, and whenever it comes, it's going to feel fear, it's going to feel anxious. Well, just do it. And when you do it, oh my God, the quantum leap comes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. When you turn that want into a desire, forget about the how. Don't worry about your current results. When you have the desire and it's so strong, it's through the roof, as we call it here. You know, when it's so strong, the how will show up. You're going to tap into your intuition. The universe, God will bring you what you need, but we have to trust that. We have to trust and see the invisible, even when our results are saying everything that it's not going to happen. When the outside world is saying, nope, crazy, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter. Everything is just energy. And as we move towards it, we do our part, it's moving towards us. Now, Marcelo, you have brought up numerous times, Arash has taught you this, lessons you learned from Bob. So obviously mentorship has been so important to you. Why don't you tell everybody the importance and what you've experienced with the mentorship through PGI and what it's done and impacted your life?
I believe after almost 15 years of being in this amazing study process in my life, and after achieving very interesting things in my country and in my life, I believe that nobody can achieve anything that can be of significance if you don't have a mentor, if you don't have somebody to guide you. I don't care if you're going to the gym, you need a coach to guide you. I don't care if you're playing certain sports. Let's say golf. I love to play golf. Well, you need somebody to teach you. Well, just imagine, Monica, whenever you're working with the mind, whenever you're working with the most important creative part that any human being has. So mentorship is nothing but having somebody with a higher level of awareness or consciousness telling you how to do what she or him already did in the past. So it's very basic to understand that mentorship, it's a non-negotiable item in your life if you really want to grow. So since I really understood that a mentor is going to tell you all the power that you have inside of you, but you don't see it yourself for whatever reason, since then, Monica, I never stopped studying. And before I even became a part of this amazing team as a success advisor, I went through almost all the programs in the Institute, because once I understood that mentorship was only keeping me growing and growing, once I finish a program, here comes the other one, and here comes the other one, because I understood that nothing is expensive if it's making you grow. And every time you grow, it's not only in the money, it's in the family circumstance. I have such a big love, such a big compromise, such a big plans for my 2, 6, and 11-year-old kids. But because this information, I have so much faith in the future because I know what I'm creating. Well, the same with my business. I really see the Proctor Gallagher Institute as my business because I know how much good we're doing in the world. Every time I see you, Monica, that you're helping people in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America, in Canada, and I know your background. I know how you came from being very average in your results to becoming a top coach and a top consultant worldwide. That's when I say, hey, if she did it, I can do it, but I got to listen to my mentors, and I need to have a mentor, and I have to follow and surrender to the process. I got really excited, Monica, but I saw it with my eyes, and my family really experienced the power of letting yourself to be guided by people that knows.
Yeah, I think that's what you just said. It was so important because you have to be coachable. You know, I came in open-minded, open-hearted. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. The best decision I made was allow myself to get the help that I needed. I surrendered to that. And I was not in a good financial position to invest in myself. But you know what? I said, my way's not working. If I want to speed up the process, I need to go to someone else's awareness, someone else's experience, someone else's direction, that specialized knowledge that's going to help me get and achieve my goals much quicker. And however, the best thing about this is building belief. When you're in an environment, that's surrounded around winners, people are winning and they are enthusiastic and so happy to see you win, it becomes so contagious. So it is such a beautiful environment that Bob's created. It creates this ripple effect onto our clients as well. So I feel very passionate about that as well, because it is the best decision. Raf's talking about one idea changing the rest of your life. This was that one idea. I can definitely look back and say, that was that turning point in my life where I look back and say, that was when I turned everything around. So I think a lot of people like to study this, but the implementation, how to do it properly, the structure, the guidance makes all the difference in the world, for sure. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And Monica, something that I want to add that I believe I didn't do in the minutes before is that something that one of my mentors, DP Gates, it's always telling me, because we talk every day. I really like to do accountability with him. He tells me, you need to have a standard in your goal. And that standard has to be a non-negotiable thing or things that you're really going to respect, that you're really going to be disciplined about, and that you're going to be pursuing and getting better and better and better. So for example, Monica, in my big goal, I have a very specific C-type goal, but around my goal, there's a lot of things that are happening, but all of them are in a standard. My traveling, it's in a standard. The clothes I wear is in a standard. The type of people that I gather with, it's in a standard. The type of service I provide has a standard. When you really understand that, the importance of standard, that's when you really fuse in the way you're saying it as a desire with that want. And once it's a desire, it's over. You're there. Yeah. That's a state, like Bob told us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, you're changing the culture of not only your family, but everyone you come in contact with. So I'm so proud of you, Marcelo. It's so wonderful to see you and talk to you today. What advice would you give everyone for the rest of the week?
That if they really want to make a big change, not just a little bitty change, after this 5-day event, today on day 2, or whenever you're listening to this, immediately talk to your success advisor. Your success advisor is going to connect with you, and is going to listen to you, and is going to guide you with the best coaching, help, or mentorship that you can have in that moment in order to have a quantum leap. Give yourself permission to be in that circumstance. Give yourself the opportunity to be guided by the best mentor of the 21st century in the world, Bob Proctor, and all the big coaches that he left in his legacy. Really do it. I'm telling you, I'm coming from a lot of lacking and limiting mindset from 700 million Latinos that are amazing. We just make a little shift. Oh my God, not only the region, the entire world will change. And there's a lot of people from every different parts of the world that just need a little push, a little shift in the thinking. If you just give that 15 to 20 minutes to talk to your success advisor, believe me, no matter what you do, your life is going to change, because we're going to make you think, and we're going to help you to make a wise decision for the rest of your life. That's what I will say, Monica, because that's exactly what changed my life. Having the guts to get in the phone with a success advisor 14 years ago.
Yeah, it's so true, because a paradigm will try and stop you from even booking that call or filling out that form, or just having a discovery call. So you couldn't have said that more perfectly, Marcelo. It's so true, because all it takes is, one conversation that could help you. And we're all highly trained. I guarantee anyone that gets on a call with any of our top success advisors, they'll never have a call like that ever with anyone else, because outside of what we do here, I can guarantee that, because we love what we do. This is what we do. We're here to help you this entire week, get you to speed up the process. So thank you so much, Marcelo, for joining all of us. I'm sure everyone found that tremendously valuable listening. So you take care, and thank you so much again for joining us. Okay.
Thank you so much, Monica. Have an amazing rest of the week.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.